Hey guys, this is Mark Rodriguez, and guess who's back in town?
I'm back, it's Johnny Rodriguez, and I'm here.
Yes, for most of you guys that don't know or you're curious about why we haven't been seen together that much, it's because, well, I moved out to a different part of town, so, you know, we're separate. But we're together again, yes, bring it back, there we go. But anyways, the big news we're talking about right now is this thing that just came out today, and it almost sounds too good to be true, but... Well, you guys already seen my 2 rants on the Microsoft Xbox One, was a great name, and their stupid policies about the DMR blocking the game. So if I have a badass new game, like, hey, Johnny, want to borrow my game? It's like, you can't play it. You're going to have to pay an extra fee to unlock it for your system. Yeah. And another thing that if your system is not online for a certain amount of time or some crap like that, it won't work. So if you have a bad internet connection, or maybe you don't have internet for a month or whatever, your system will just be there and will not work until you get a connection, so that's pretty stupid. So, yeah, I'm not going to explain that much. You guys saw the ranks, and you guys, I'm sure you all know by now. But the big shocker is that Microsoft actually listened to our rants, complaints, the consumer, everything, and they're going to make their system basically the way it should have been in the first place. So yes, now your system won't like turn off if it's not online for a time. Now you can actually buy your games and buy them used or sell them or rent them from a rent box or a video store if you still have any, right? And not worry about the unlock fee. And I can actually give my game to Johnny and he can, I can borrow his.
But the reason behind all this is so that they can look good, so no one will judge them, and mostly because they're competing with the big boys, they're also competing versus the PS4. That's also going to be released around that same time period. So it's like they want to be sure that they have their customers, because it is a lot of competition. So I have a very, very sad feeling that they only did this just to make their company look good, and that's about it.
Yeah, because the 2 things I'm worried about, though, well, 2 things is that, number one, we're all happy, of course, and this is awesome, but let's not forget that they were doing this in the first place. So let's not celebrate them for actually making the system the way they should have done it the first time, honestly.
Yeah.
Lots of people are going to be super happy, they're going to be jumping and doing backflips and everything, but let's not forget that we're basically happy just because they're doing a system the way they should have. I mean, it was horrible that they were going to do this in the first place, so let's not forget that. And the other thing I'm worried about, number 2, is that considering the fact that they had everything set up to work this way, and now all of a sudden they gotta change it or whatever, reprogram it or whatever to accommodate to how it should be, I'm kind of worried that they might still bring this back later on or something. So let's not get too happy, too excited, but I am glad about the good news. I'm still not sure. I might still go for the PS4 instead of the Xbox One, just to be on the safe side, because it sounds too good to be true. But I mean, what are your final thoughts on this?
My thoughts is that this should have never have happened in the beginning. In the first place, it shouldn't have gotten to the point where now they have to change their ideas and make their system function like how any other system functions normally. It's just crazy. It's just something that should have never really have happened to begin with, and people are not gonna. People are not gonna forget about this. People are still gonna kind of remember this little scandal they had back in the day.
Yeah,
so it's kind of
yeah. And another thing I also wanna remind. Well, I don't know what else they're gonna be doing or how they're gonna be changing it. Oh yeah, the thing I was trying to remember, also bring up is that so many people already pre-ordered this system. So I'm surprised that despite that they were basically getting away with it, so to speak, because lots of idiots were still buying it anyway, right? I'm surprised that they actually caved in and changed. I mean, we have had companies do stupid things, and we might complain, but they're like, what the fuck do we care about them? We'll do it anyway. That's what it's supposed to be. So I'm surprised that despite the fact that so many people did pre-order the system, they were actually going to get away with it. People were still buying it anyway, right? They still decided to, think of the bigger picture, think of how much more money they'll be getting if they do it the right way, and they actually change their policies. So I'm really surprised they did that. It sounds like too good to be true. It's like our voices were actually heard. Well, not us, but I mean everyone, the whole Xbox and PS community, everyone. I'm surprised. I'm really shocked he did that.
But only time will tell if it's really gonna happen this way, if it's going to work out. If they're not going to change their mind later ahead, you know, there's a lot of factors you got to worry about. So this first, before we all like, you know, celebrate and drink a whole bunch of booze and tequila and all that shit, it's like let's first see if this happens. Like if they're going to actually, you know, release the system and their games like the way it's supposed to be played, and they're not making us into fools again.
Yeah, let's hope that you guys stick to it. They hope you guys stick to it. So anyways, guys, that's our basic ideas. It's not really like a rant or yelling or swearing because that part is already passed. I guess now they listened and everything. So yeah, not much to say about the issue. We'll just see how it goes. But I'm surprised that Microsoft has actually changed their ways, their policies, their guidelines, and make the system the way most of us consumers want it to be, you know, and everything. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, I'm Mark Rodriguez.
Johnny Rodriguez.
And we'll see you all next time.
See you next time.